I think the administration has really planned this very well, Dan. The choices were very clear, and I think on a strategic level, the U.S. wants a sort of distancing from Saudi Arabia, wants to redefine what it works with Saudi Arabia on, and the scope of cooperation. Definitely wants to penalize the Crown Prince indirectly, but I don't think that the U.S. is seeking a rift with Saudi Arabia, and I don't think the Saudis are escalating in any way at this moment. I think that the primary strategy for the leadership there and the Crown Prince Mohammed is just to absorb the shock and rethink next steps later.
Absolutely, because these are vital strategic partners. But what options does the United States have to recalibrate the relationship with Saudi Arabia in the wake of the release of the report into Jamal Khashoggi's death?
Well, I think you're seeing a little bit of it incrementally. President Biden is not engaging directly with Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. That's not insignificant. Prince Mohammed leads the show. He is really managing Saudi Arabia on a day-to-day basis. So that's not an insignificant step in any way, shape, or form. The sanctions against some officials, Saudi officials implicated in the Khashoggi affair, that creates a little bit of tension. But I think we're talking about diplomatic cooperation, military cooperation, which will look very different. The Yemen war, U.S. support for that war was withdrawn. The scope of future arms sales will also look different. And I think just the way that the U.S. is cooperating with Saudi Arabia has just changed. They're not looking at Saudi Arabia as a strategic partner in the same way, shape, or form they used to.
You mentioned before some of the action that we saw at the end of last week, the US imposing some restrictions, including a visa ban and also freezing the assets of some individuals associated with the Khashoggi death. Can we expect something similar to come out later on today, do you think, or perhaps more of the same?
I think it's going to be more of the same. If they were going to sanction the Crown Prince, they would have done it already. I think that there is certainly some pressure from the left wing of the Democratic Party, from members of Congress, to do more. So the Friday reaction in Washington and in the US in general was not very positive on the scope of the punitive measures against Saudi officials. But I think that's part of the calculus of the administration. They do not want to see a rift with Saudi Arabia. They do recognize that a step towards the Crown Prince, him personally, would be a step too far. I think the scope of the report also matters a lot of here. So it did not clarify whether there was a strict direction of what the order was. I think Monday will be more of the same, perhaps more sanctions on a lower level, and perhaps also defining what the relationship will look like to try to appease human rights advocates in the US.